Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? It's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Chutes and Ladders podcast. Here are your hosts, Desiree and Jason.
Chutes and Ladders All Out recap. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, we are going to recap All Out 2025. This was packed with chaos, surprises, and some shocking finishes. Des, what are your initial thoughts?
Hey, it's in Canada. It's an international crowd. They're already going to be wild and crazy. But AEW, we have said it every single time, knows how to put on a pay-per-view. So this card did not disappoint at all. Loved it.
Absolutely. And we're going to kick things off with Copeland Christian, Cage versus FTR. This is what opened the show. Des, what do you think this reunion match, and what's your grade?
I think this was a good idea to start with them just because they are the hometown boys. So, of course, the crowd is going to be cheering on Christian and Adam Copeland. It went as expected with FTR acting like heels and, just trying to start the match early and catch them off guard. And then with Stokely trying to come in and interfere, and then we see Beth run out and spare him, and then go on and take on both Cash and Dax, which was hilarious to me. But that was a fun surprise just because we don't see her very often at all anymore. And then Adam Copeland did a nod to John Cena, which I thought was really cool because a week before Cena did a nod to Edge. So that was really nice to see. But besides that, of course, our boys are going to win. They haven't hugged yet, but I think it's coming. Edge and Christian, they're forever, are one of the best tag teams. So it's great to see them. So I'll give it like a B+.
Yeah, I think B+ is a fair grade. We kind of said it. Look, they're in Toronto. There's no way they're going to lose. And the crowd loved it. So, B+ is a great grade.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Des, let's switch gears here. Kingston against Giant Big Bill. How did this one land for you, and where is it on your report card?
This one threw me off just because this one was added after we did our predictions, but we haven't seen Eddie in over a year. So he came out foaming out at the mouth, ready to go. And Big Bill, he's a big old boy. So I think someone feral like Eddie can take on someone that size. So he did some really cool, fun machine gun chops. And, it was just, it's fun to see Eddie back in the wild in the ring. So, of course, he gets the win. I wouldn't expect anything different with his return. And we got to see Hook come out. So I think they're going to be best buddies together. So that'll be interesting to see those two together. It's nice to see him back and Hook. So I'll give it like a B.
Yeah, I think a B is a fair grade. It's just like you said, this is a surprise match. We usually don't like that because there's no preparation. There's not enough storyline being built. But all things considered, it was a solid match overall.
Yeah.
All right, now MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Des, this one was pure punishment. Tax tables and a wild finish. What's your grade on this?
I love these two. I love MJF. He is such a jerk. And he's so good at it. And, Mark is, they call him the chicken, so he's crazy. And this is his bread and butter here. So, he was ready to pour those thumbtacks out and get his hands on MJF. But MJF teased him a little bit and took control, shoving the thumbtacks in his mouth. And then he was the first to go through the tacks. Tons of blood. I even noticed MJF wore the white trunks to show off even more of the blood. So, I mean, just to see MJF get his ass beat is just always fun to see. He takes it so well. He plays with the crowd. This was a really good match. I really loved it. Very entertaining. It's not 5-star, but it's something that's very unforgettable with these two kind of characters. So I'm going to give it a B+.
Yeah, I think B+ is a fair grade. Just like you said, both these guys are great. The fact that they went hardcore to the core was definitely pretty special. It was definitely out there. But yeah, I mean these guys are great performers overall. So B+ is a very good grade as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's talk trios. The Demand looks sharp here. What'd you make of this match taking on the Hurt Syndicate, and what's your grade?
Well, it took them long enough to get a name for Ricochet, so they're called the Demand. So I don't know how high of a demand they are, but they are. So I mean, Hurt Syndicate showed up. Those are body guys, and Bobby Lashley showed up with spear after spear. And Benjamin, I mean, just being the legend that he is, he was the vet and really showed it in MVP too. So I enjoy watching these three work together, but Ricochet and all, I mean, they're high flyers, lots of good bumps. And it ended just how we expected. You know, the Demand wins. So you know what? You know, it was a decent, okay match. It was a good, I think, middle placement of the card. So I'll give it like a B-.
Yeah, that's probably where I'd land this. It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Hurt Syndicate. I've kind of been very open about that. But you know what? Overall, it wasn't terrible. And yeah, I mean, listen, Ricochet is a great performer. He's just not the best on the mic. So from a storyline perspective, it just doesn't do it for me. But I mean, B- is a fair grade.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of mediocrity, Mercedes Moné versus Rio. All right, Des, this is a TBS title match. It's kind of what we thought as Moné kept the gold. Did this match shine at all for you? What's your read and what's your grade?
It shined like aluminum foil. It was very predictable and it was expected. I mean, it's not that Mercedes is terrible. It's the same thing over and over. She competes with the same talented women. They put up a fight. There is a cat and mouse type of teaser of submissions, and you know, it's the same thing. It's cute. Rio was fun. She was having some fun beating the hell out of Mercedes in the beginning, and you know, she didn't get the win. She retains and she wins again. So very predictable, as I said. So nothing surprising there. So I'll give it like a C+.
I'll be kind of generous, B-, but I'm not going to say anything else. I don't need to. I'd rather go on to this next match. Des, it's triple threat time. Dorada had the crowd. Takeshita brought the fight, but Okada stood tall. How did you see this one, and what's your grade?
This one was a good one. I mean, come on now. Super technical, just bump after bump. There's amazing spots. They're all really great technical wrestlers, but I feel like the one that really shined was Dorada. And I think that was our sleeper. Like, we didn't really think, you know, when we're thinking of Okada and Takeshita, those two are going to be the main ones. But I did like seeing those two go head to head too. I think there's going to be more in the future with them too. But like I said, Dorada was the star. So I enjoyed it. I think this was great. I'm going to give it like an A-.
Yeah, A-. This was definitely a sleeper match of the card. All three made this one really fun. Triple threats can be really fun, especially when all three contribute in their own way. And yeah, I like this one a lot. And listen, like we said, Dorada was definitely a sleeper, and he had the crowd for sure.
Yep.
All right, Des, let's dig into the coffin match. Mox, Darby, and a shocking Pac return. What's your call and what's the grade?
This is not what we expected. We expected the brutality, which is exactly what we got. But just the ending was not what we expected. But I mean, as Moxley is coming in, Darby just is like, I can't wait. I got to beat the hell out of this guy. So it starts off strong. And I mean, it's your typical head to head with these two maniacs. It's brutal, it's bloody and dirty. And I really thought Darby had it at this point. And then, of course, Death Riders come in, and then we see Pac powerbomb him, and then he goes straight into the coffin. So, I mean, what can you do when you've got that kind of group behind you? But it was kind of funny to see the Death Riders try to put the coffin onto the ring, and then it fell, and they dropped it. So... you know what? It's entertaining. I'm a big fan of Mox, and I'm kind of glad, he won. I mean, he's winning and he's losing, so it's a good mix. So it throws us all off, and that was a nice surprise because I went in really thinking this was all Darby. So, you know what? I'll give it just for the surprise element, a B plus.
Yeah, I would say B plus as well. I'm kind of with you. It's cool to see a mix between wins and losses. Kind of was hoping this would be a loss, and the only reason why I say that is because Mox is already established, so having Darby put over would have elevated him a bit, so I kind of wish Darby would have won, but I mean, overall, it was a very good match. So yeah, I think B plus is a fair grade.
Yeah.
All right, Des. Big surprise here at the new champion crown. What do you think of Statlander's win, and what grade are you giving this one? This definitely shocked us.
This I did not see coming. But I'm not upset. All 4 women shined. Everyone had their spotlight, spot after spot. I can tell you, AEW's women's roster is stacked when it comes to this, and they know how to put on a show, especially when you throw, like we said, Toni Storm in there. You're going to get the theatrics behind it on top of all the technicality. There was a part where Tekla did her spider pose, and... Tony goes in and stomps her like she was a bug. It was just so funny. But you know what? I even said in our predictions, I'm a big fan of Tony and Jamie and Kat. And so, you know what? I think this is Kat's time. So, or not Kat, Chris Statlander. And then, I mean, it's going to be weird not seeing Tony, come out, but I mean, that's not the end of it. So, what a way to surprise us and throw us off. And I kind of hate that they placed them there in this part of the card because of how it just fell. The audience was still really excited about it, but I just feel like, I'm like, oh man, if this is what's going to happen, they should have placed them somewhere else. But besides that, overall, they dominated. It was a great match, and I'm glad. I mean, yeah, Tony, okay, I'll get over it. It's fine. Chris won. So I'll give it an A.
100% giving this one an A. And just like you said, the women brought it. To be honest, sooner or later, they need to have these women headline these shows because they're well deserving of it. I think the women's roster is stacked. Having a 4-way was fun. We talked about the triple threat earlier. Having this 4-way was amazing as well. I mean, look, it was a surprise, but you know what? I think this is going to set up a feud in the future. But yeah, hats off to you, Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
All right, now Bandito and Brody King versus Young Bucks versus Jets, Peters, Don Callis family. As you know, ladder matches never disappoint, and this one had Jungle Boy return on top of it. How did this hit you, and what grade are you looking at?
You can't go wrong with ladder matches, hence our name, Shoots and Ladders. So, I mean, granted, this isn't a new concept, and it is kind of hard to stay on top of it to compete against other legendary ladder matches. But, the spots are, how can you not go wrong with it? Spot after spot, bump after bump. They were crazy, and these guys just throw their bodies around, moonsaults and everything off the ladder. So, I thought it was pretty damn good. We did see Jack Perry return on top of Luchasaurus. So they came back together. So that was always a fun surprise too. But who was it? Was it Brodito that retained and got the belt? So, that's not a surprise there. It was good. A lot of chaos. Really fun to watch. You can't go wrong, like we said. So I'll give it I'll give it like a B plus.
Yeah, I mean, I think B plus is a good grade. Look, it's a ladder match, just like you said. It's in our name. Part of the reason why we called our show this. And usually when that happens, there's all types of chaos, but really fun spots. I think, this didn't disappoint. No complaints. I think B plus is a good grade.
Yeah.
All right. And it's main event time. Hangman versus Fletcher. Did this deliver as a closer? What's your grade?
Yeah, I liked it. I like these two. We have always said these two are powerhouses. And with Fletcher, I mean, like we said, he is just climbing the ladder. He is just slowly elevating himself. And look at him. He's on a main event match. What was fun and what I did notice in the videos is that they lowered the lights to make this the main event. So it changed the whole environment. But Hangman really shined. Kyle did have control in the very beginning, but what I really liked from watching everything was the timing and the flow was really good. So they have really great chemistry, but they also did do other people's finishers. So you got to see a Will Ospreay finisher, you got to see a Swerve finisher from these two. But of course, Hangman won and retained, which we're really happy about. So it was really good. I'm giving it an A.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'll give it an A minus just because I really did think that I kind of wish I wanted more. That's the only thing I would say. Other than that, no, it was a very fun match. Listen, I think this is elevating Fletcher. I could see him winning the title down the line. And yeah, this is a great way to close the show. Just like you said, lowering the lights kind of changed the dynamic of it, which is really cool too. But yeah, I think this is a great way to close the show. And we knew Hangman was going to retain, but the way he retained was done really well.
Yeah, he's making a really good champion.
Yeah, 100%. That's what they have to say. And speaking of that, transitioning, what are your final thoughts about All Out and what's your overall grade?
I think they did go all out. They always do when it comes to these. And what was really cool to see was usually it's Will Ospreay and Swerve carrying these kind of pay-per-views and headlining, but we didn't see them and we didn't need those big names to carry it because Hangman is doing a really great job. And I think they did really well. Mentioned before previously, Canada, they are great wrestling crowds, so they take full advantage of these really awesome matches. I wish I could give it an A for Canada, but I will give it a B plus because it was good. I mean, I feel like there was a couple of matches that went a little bit slower than it could have been a little bit better, but they did not disappoint. I think they did really well for this. So B plus for them.
Yeah, B plus is a fair grade. What you just said about Canada is hilarious. I love it. Yeah, B plus. Listen, overall was great. Listen, I don't like surprise matches. We talked about this many times, and also the card is a little bit longer. It kind of dilutes the overall show, but other than that, the ones that brought it did. I mean, the triple threat was great. So was the women's title, of course, and obviously the main event. So MJF and Briscoe. So I mean, yeah, it was an overall great card. I mean, you could just trim it down a bit, and everyone would just have memories of those matches. You'd get an A every time. So
they were on a roll too.
They really were. So I don't get it. I mean, this is why you have the weekly shows. This is why you have 0 Hour. Put them on there if anything, but you don't need to crowd and clog the actual main card. So that's my final thought. All right, that actually wraps up this episode. What did you think of All Out? Shoot us a DM at the Shoots and Ladders. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right. Until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Have a great week. Bye, friends.
This has been Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content